We mentioned at the top, Breece Hall. This is per Jeff Ulbrich, who spoke to the Jets media today. Rich Cimini tweeted, Breece Hall struggling a bit with his knee injury, not improving as much as he'd like, not at the point of shutting him down, still evaluating. I mean, Matthew, this sounds like to me, hopefully you have Braylon Allen or Isaiah Davis on your team. I would rank Isaiah Davis ahead of Braylon Allen for this game against Jacksonville. I think it's very close, though.
For sure. I mean, it's just a great matchup. I mean, Jags are a bottom 3 run defense over the last month. They're a bottom 5 pass defense over the last month. Pick a stat, and the Jaguars are bad at it. So the Jets offense, which looked as good as they've looked all season last week against the Dolphins, wanted to, as we talked about the other day, like the Jets are playing for jobs. The coaching staff is playing for jobs. Honestly, Aaron Rodgers is playing for a job, right? And a lot of the guys on that offensive line are playing for jobs. Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen getting extended looks for the first time in their career. So I am positive and bullish, if you will, on the Jets offense this week. And certainly, if Connor Rodgers is telling me Isaiah Davis over Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis over Braylon Allen.
Yeah, and both guys, especially Isaiah Davis, they're making the most of their touches. 13 for Isaiah Davis last week, 15 for Braylon Allen. I don't think a lot of people realize, like, the Jets actually drafted 2 really good running backs. Like, before the draft, I was like, why these on the same team? Because they could have been in, like, some different type of situations. Like, imagine if Isaiah Davis was on the Raiders right now. Like, he'd be he'd be an RB2 right now, but definitely you could feel good about starting both. But to Connor's point, Isaiah Davis.
Some good
news. You know what's interesting, though, what Coach Ulbrich's saying right there, like, I've heard my wife say the exact same thing about me, like, not ready to shut him down just yet, still evaluating. You know what I mean? So,
we'll see.
Right, but we'll see.
A lot of we'll see.
A lot of we'll see. So, exactly. I get that. Yeah, exactly.
All malicious on the knee.
1,000%.
Take some advice, Breece Hall.
Exactly.
Some good news, guys. Josh Downs will practice
Hey,
Wednesday.
now.
Yeah, we just found out. This is from Stephen Holder, who said lots of personnel news for the Colts. Josh Downs will practice today. Ryan Kelly and Jalen Carleys will be designated for return from IR today. Braden Smith, their right tackle, is dealing with a personal matter. He's not expected to play at Denver on Sunday, which does affect their run game. But most importantly, Josh Downs will practice today. Great news for the Fantasy Life commenter.
Yeah.
Speaking of our league, Jay, you've become, not by choice, a little bit of an expert on this 49ers backfield. How are you handling this whole Guerendo, Patrick Taylor situation?
It's been, maybe I'll just pick up Keyshawn Vaughn as well, just out of 17th San Francisco 49er to my stable. I think one of the most interesting fantasy questions of the week is, what do you do if Isaac Guerendo doesn't play? Because it's not just picking up Patrick Taylor.
Right.
It's, do you actually start Patrick Taylor? Because there's other guys in that backfield rotation, and so what I'm dealing with is like, all right, do I start Patrick Taylor, or do I go with like K. Dotton or Travis Etienne? Am I flex over him? So what do you think, Matthew? What do you think Patrick Taylor's usage is going to be like if he is the guy? Do you think that he just becomes the Isaac Guerendo type, or do you think it's a rotation?
He's going to be a touchdown-dependent flex, because I actually think Abanaconda, am I saying it right there, Connor? I keep nailing it.
Don't hesitate.
Izzy Abanaconda, I think is going to be more involved than people think. I think it's going to be a running back Canadian. I think they'll probably go with a hot hand.
My hot take is he's the most talented out of all three.
Well, he
definitely
definitely the most explosive. He that tight runner. He hit he could do some of what Guerendo can do. You hit the hole and get the hell up out of there. So he could do that more so than a Patrick Taylor type.
If Guerendo was out and I needed to swing for the fences, I might start Abanaconda over Patrick Taylor.
Yep.
If I was just like, you know what, I need 10 points. I just need 10 points. I'm decimated at running back. I just need 10 points from somebody. Then okay, Taylor. Because Taylor's going to get some work. But if you're telling me, hey, there's one running back that, breaks off a 50-yard touchdown run,
yes,
I think it would be Abanaconda.
Yeah.
So am I starting Taylor or Etienne?
Let's see.
Look, Taylor has 7
I'm trying to decide
carries.
what I'm actually rooting for.
He has 7 carries, 25 yards, and a touchdown. Now, again, the Niners, they was blowing them dudes out. So, you got to take that with a grain of salt. But he's good. He's going to get 8 to 10 carries.
Here's what I would do if I were you, and I'll be serious. I would start Patrick Taylor, and I'll do a couple reasons why. In your situation specifically, right? But in general, right? Number one is basically you're deciding between committee running backs, right? Etienne's stuck in a committee with Tank Bigsby. Taylor, we think, is going to be somewhat of a committee back with Abanaconda, but there's a chance that he takes over the full backfield. But even if we say, like, okay, he's going to split with Izzy, fine. I'd rather have half of the 49ers running back room than half of the Jaguars running back room. The other thing here is that because it's a Thursday night game, that if Taylor just, completely bombs out, at least now you know, and you can adjust and you can try to swing for the fences and make some lineup adjustments to try to go with some high variance, high risk but high reward kind of players.
Whereas NWI.
Yeah, exactly. Versus if you go with ETN and he craps out, then you're just stuck because all your players are playing on Sunday. So I'd rather know early if that spot's going to be a hole for me, or if I I get by with whatever 10 to 12 points.
Yep. There is also the element where spiritually I don't want to go down with Travis Etienne.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.